Hey, welcome back. Chris from the Mighty Decibel here. It's the last Thursday of the month, which means it's time for us to name our albums of the month across four categories: extreme metal, doom, hardcore punk, and hard and heavy. And as usual, we'll start with the extreme metal. And we're going to break it down into three subcategories this month. First subcategory being black metal, and our fave black metal of the month is STHENO with their new album called Wardance. So this is violent black metal with a hint of grindcore. So it's in your face from beginning to end, drum attack pounding you in the chest, and the guitars are just piercing while the vocalist employs a guttural approach at the mic. Marduk fans should check this out. Okay, our next subcategory under the extreme metal banner is thrash metal, and we've got two highlighted albums for the month of October. First one being the debut full-length from Austin, Texas band SADISTIC Force called Aces Wild. So this is thrash metal with black cackle vocals, but there's also elements of speed metal, trad metal, and even rock and roll swivel hip every once in a while. I get a whiff of early Witchery and its ability to mix catchiness with viciousness. Not an easy thing to do. It's fun stuff. The second of our highlighted thrash metal albums for October is Argentina's FRANTIC with their debut album Martillazo. So this is youthful thrash with a dash of crossover. Very good Spanish lyric vocals here too. Tons of instrumental passages, so you can really get into the headbang here, and very high energy stuff. While it's only 6 tracks at 24 minutes, it's well worth your time for checking out. Third of our subcategories under the extreme banner is death metal, and we got one honorable mention and one highlighted album. The honorable mention goes to Quebec City's OUTRE TOMBE with their third album, Abysse Mortifere. So this is uber heavy, down-tuned brutality with a vocalist that went to the school of Martin van Drunen, which is mighty fine with me. So then the highlighted album, though, is San Diego's CONJURETH with Majestic Demise, some dizzyingly intense death metal here. So it's got a gnarly ass guitar tone with a maze-like riffage that just have you leaving you shaking your head at the intensity and extremism of it all. So this is no nonsense, heavy ass death metal for connoisseurs. To doom metal now, and we've got two highlighted albums for October to talk about, the first of which I'd say is my fave album overall across all the categories for the month of October. It's UK's Green Lung with their sophomore album Black Harvest. So this is a doom entity that delves in trad, folk, and progressive metal, mixes it all together. So a fabulous atmosphere, doomy but psychedelic and textured. An album that demands your attention when you're listening to it. So it's creepy ass stuff, perfect for Halloween. Hexade's Astro Tongue in the Electric Garden was my favorite album of 2020. So when I heard that they were issuing another album so soon, and 1 year later in 2021, I was really looking forward to it. This newie is called Funeral Tango for Gods and Men. So this one isn't as immediate as its predecessor, being one of those albums requiring multiple listens to understand what's going on. And the more I've listened to it, the more I like it. So will it move from an 8 to an 8.5 or 9? I'm not sure yet. More listens to come. Hard to describe this band, the music this Norwegian unit play. But the easiest way I describe it is Deep Purple crossed with Pink Floyd playing 70s throwback doom metal with a Hammond organ. I know that's a lot to take in, but suffice it to say that if you're into progressive doom, you should check this out. onto hardcore punk now, and we've got one honorable mention and two highlighted albums for you. And the honorable mention goes to Houston, Texas unit Loose Nukes, who issued one of my fave hardcore punk albums of 2020 called Cult Leaders. And now they just issued a demo called Black Mass. And this demo is basically stating that they're not going to be changing their sounds, which is great for me. They're content to stay in the old school hardcore punk vein a la Poison Idea. It's fun, catchy, and energetic stuff. The first highlighted album, though, is going to be BASTARDUR with Satan's Loss of Sun. So imagine Entombed playing some D-beat and you're in the ballpark. And this would be good for extreme metal or metalheads who are just dipping their toes into D-beat, as this album has an extreme metal tinge to it and some really nice lead guitar work. Down-tuned buzzsaw guts fuck indeed. Second of our highlighted hardcore punk albums of the month is Richmond, Virginia's Private Hell with their debut self-titled release. So this is straight up hardcore with a little bit of a nod to thrash metal. And despite its relatively short 17-minute lifespan, this feels like a full length given the breadth of sound that they offer up, including some build-ups that end with some great payoff riffs. Very interested to hear what they come up with in their next full length. To our fourth and final category, hard and heavy. And of course this is everything else that's heavy that just doesn't fit in the first three categories. So we're talking trad metal, hard rock and roll, punk, power metal, anything like that. And the first album that we're going to talk about is veteran unit ALCATRAZZ, who've issued a new album called Fave, sporting Doogie White at the mic in place of Graham Bonnet. So of course ALCATRAZZ specialize in speedy trad metal with neoclassical shredding, Hammond organ, and memorable choruses, and nothing really changes here. To be honest though, I preferred last year's Born Innocent myself, but this year's V certainly has its moments and is worthy of an inclusion here. They just needed someone to edit it down from an hour to 40 minutes. There is 20 minutes of excess here that could easily be jettisoned. second and last of our hard and heavy highlighted albums for October 2021 is Myths and Yarns by the Outcast Crew. So this is just well-written Celtic punk that veers somewhere between the Pogues and Flogging Molly. So there's banjos and mandolins are front and center, along with the traditional guitar, bass, drum format, while the beer-soaked vocals just perfectly fit the lyrical thrust here. So 10 songs here, not a dud in the bunch. If I were Flogging Molly, I'd be looking over their shoulder because of the strength of this debut. Yeah, they're going to challenge them for the crown.
Hustle, turn a fiver into 10. I'd sing for my supper, work my charm for a drink. I didn't waste a minute, I could swim or sink. In the midst of the chaos, she wandered up to me. She had been watching and she likes what she sees. She took a chance to gamble and took me by the hand. I never had the feeling I could barely stand. She told me she loves me but she can't stand me. Knows I'm a liar and a low-down cheat. If you don't get it together, don't you come near me.
So there you have it, our fave albums of October 2021. If there's anything we missed, throw it down below so we can all check it out. And talking about checking out, Mondays, please visit us as we post our new release Mondays. Tuesdays, we do our in 40 minutes curated sets. Wednesdays, we do album or concert reviews. Thursdays, we do our best of top 10s. And you can find all that at our website, www.themightydecibel.com. Have a great one, eh? Bye.